world of business, success goes to companies that lead revolutions, new ways of doing business that turn conventional wisdom on its head. To identify these companies, DP Information Group has listed some of Singapore's top performers, the Singapore 1000 family of rankings. Now we go inside these companies and unveil their closely guarded secrets to success. These are their velocities of growth. InterChem is a 60-person family with offices in Singapore, Rotterdam, Houston, Dubai, Seoul, Shanghai and Rio de Janeiro, working round the global clock. As one office closes, activity in another office begins. This does indeed sound like a stressful operation, so it takes big talents to thrive in it. It's in Rotterdam, the second largest city in the Netherlands and home to the largest port in Europe, that the company's roots were first sunk, a heritage that's driven by the relentless pursuit of excellence.
I think two things which were brought in by the founders of the company we still see as a heritage of the company, and one is of course the entrepreneurial approach, which was brought in by the founders. The other thing is that we are, I always call it a flexible partner. We look to the customers, we look what their needs are, and that can be different, but we still want to be looked at from the customer perspective as a flexible partner. We adjust our services to what our customers really need.
A market is made up of human actions. If you understand how people normally react to a change in the marketplace, you're already one step ahead. So that's the abstract part of trading. You can be very scientific, but we must understand that the human being react out of emotion. The business is still very human.
As a trading company, you still go from the old relationship of the customer, the eye-to-eye contact, to the American market, which is a market that is providing better and faster tools for the trading community to manage financial risk. And then you move into Asia, which is a developing market, great in opportunity, but you have to understand the mental and physical process of doing business in Asia.
In spite of the differences between East and West, the team is still able to maintain the integrity of the company across the global business, even as the rules of trading have become more sophisticated over the years. But the InterChem traders not only have to be creative, they also have to be entrepreneurs.
We put a lot of responsibility to the individual traders, and those guys know what we expect from them, but we also don't want to put those guys in a cage. We build flexible systems around those guys so that we can optimal profit from their skills, from their experiences.
Following this entrepreneurial spirit, the 90s saw a major expansion of the company. In 1997, the Singapore office opened its doors as a gateway to Asia. In order to be closer to the fast-growing Asian markets, InterChem moved its entire headquarters to Singapore in 2000. Find out why after the break. With the headquarters moved to Singapore, several Asian offices were also set up to extend InterChem's reach into the different key trading regions. Through these new offices, industry knowledge has been enhanced.
We saw that shift as well, as the markets in Europe and US are basically already completely set, and all the consumption was here.
In today's world, everything moves so quickly. Information moves instantaneously, overnight, from one region to another. The customer wants our response and our services to be provided as soon as his problem or opportunity arises.
InterChem is now an independent global trading company that has been active in the industry for more than 3 decades. In this span of time, the company has evolved from a local European trading house to a global trading organization with a presence in key petrochemical hubs and more.
They have certainly evolved in many ways. From a business perspective, they have gone from an opportunistic trader to what I would say a value provider now in the supply chain of the petchem industry. Their global footprint is even more entrenched than 10 years ago.
As InterChem's strengths rest on the ability to source products through an extensive global network, long-term access to multiple storage and shipping options is critical, while providing round-the-clock service led by the Singapore headquarters, where the company has firmly established itself as a full-service provider. Seizing the opportunities at the right time, the InterChem product and service portfolio has expanded from strength to strength.
The petrochemical market allows we as traders to capitalize and take the opportunity to supply the markets that are inefficient. We are able to make certain margins out by being able to supply or purchase from the more inefficient market and supplying that to the market that needs our product more.
Today, InterChem trades primarily in two groups of products: energy components and petrochemicals.
We have already a core group of products. So when we choose a product, it must be closely linked to or integrated into what we are doing. That product has to be a very liquid product. That product should be something that is easier to procure, easier to sell. So unless we have a certain liquidity, we can build a certain volume and we can be of service to people. Over the years, we grow very slowly in products. We are more focused on doing a better job on the core group of products than we are going to be a general trading company.
During this period, the trading product portfolio also expanded, and so did the InterChem brand, which has since become a benchmark for other companies in the business.
These folks are very well respected in the industry as being a very credible and reliable trading counterparty. I would say that InterChem has evolved over the last 10 years or so from a small company to a global player in the petchem industry.
I always imagine InterChem surfing on the waves. To stay on top of the wave, you have to be very nimble in action, but very sturdy in your footing. To stay there on top for 10 years requires more than just skill. It requires extreme discipline.
Somehow they seem to know how to identify the right talent that fits the culture of the company. So you might have very competent students, but based on just grades alone, it's never enough. A lot of the roots of InterChem started from the fact that it's a family-owned. Business families think long-term. And the fact that this is privately held, they report because this is the right way in which you keep your people informed. So therefore, to me, they go beyond the volatility of the market.
As a whole, it's a very encouraging place to work in.
I'm happy working in InterChem is because there isn't any boundaries or tensions. You work hard to enjoy much more.
InterChem 是一个非常有创造性的公司。我们的团队大家相互帮助，一起学习，一起成长，一起放松，大家很开心在一起工作。InterChem 会给我们员工很多培训，有 experience 的同事会帮助我们去每天去理解市场，去帮助你去进步。
One of the reasons that contributes to its success is its uniqueness and its approach to the marketplace. I think there's a much more stronger emphasis on cultivating and building customer relationships.
With such high value placed in the complexities of human nature, it's no wonder that the company believes in the efficacy of a people-based management system, a system that has groomed the future generations of InterChem traders.
We want a sustainability as an employer whereby our employees feel that they can participate in the wealth of the company. Where their skills are challenged, we need to continue to have a pipeline concept in the organization whereby the people at the top give way to the people at the bottom. For that to happen, we need to always have a pipeline of young, talented people being mentored through the organization. What defines us is our commitment to this industry. We are a petrochemical trading company that today embraces a couple of steps upstream into gasoline, but Who we are today, I think, is pretty much defined, and who we are tomorrow will always revolve around this core business. We want, of course, our employees to feel that they own this company. This is a big family in relative terms. This is the kind of concept we want our employees to feel that is theirs for keeps.
In a challenging global climate with a demanding retail environment, there are many brands that vie for your attention. But did you know that some of these international brands are manufactured by a Singaporean company? This is what Singloon does. The Singloon story started 3 generations ago.
My dad came from China. He was working in the textile trading company. When Japanese occupation started, the boss wanted to hide away to protect his family and himself. So therefore, he given the stocks in the shops to the staff that working for him. And that's how they started. They took the stock and start to become a hawker, selling fabrics on the street. That's how the first step of Singloon began. My dad was selling fabrics just underneath a tree. He actually came down to Singapore in 1946. By the late 60s, due to most of our markets, they start to industrialize themselves. They were producing their own textile. In 1968, that's how I was put to spearhead the manufacturing business. By 1976, we have totally give up the textile business and become a garment manufacturer.
Singloon has since evolved into a multifaceted company that provides many services other than manufacturing to its customers. Spearheading the company since 1999 is Chief Executive Officer Mark Lee, who represents the 3rd generation of his family to run the business.
The traditional Chinese saying is 富不过三代, or directly translated into English is the wealth of a family does not flow beyond the 3rd generation. I think it's a very wise saying that helps to keep us on our toes. This really keeps us awake at night, helps us to make better decisions, and allow us to really evaluate what are the risk rewards when we execute certain strategies within our organization. In 2006, we decided that sportswear was going to be a core focus for us. Today, 50% of our business is actually in sportswear. Society is definitely aging, but yet we want to age gracefully. This whole concept of being active, the healthier consumer, has led to this trend of sportswear and fashion merging together. I always say it's like a car, when you buy a car in the past, you tend to have to pay for airbag as an option, but now you expect the airbag to be in there. So similarly, clothing will have technical or what we call performance functions going forward.
So how has Singloon managed to do all of this? Find out after the break. To stay ahead of the curve, continuous investment in the latest production facilities was necessary for maintaining operational excellence and Singloon Global's commitment to quality and excellence. These values are recognized by reputable retailers who trust Singloon to inspect their products independently before shipment. Up to 1,500 different styles of apparel for key markets around the world is designed and produced across 13 manufacturing facilities located in different parts of the world. Here in Hanoi, Vietnam, tens of thousands of sports apparel are produced daily and shipped to different parts of the world.
Our global facilities can produce up to 14 million pieces of the apparel in a year. This facility here is our flagship facility for technical and performance sportswear. This factory can produce up to 600,000 pieces of the sportswear per month. It means that an output of more than 20,000 pieces per day. Our sample room also can produce up to 180 different styles of the sample per week.
We restructured ourselves, having a very clear vision that we want to be in the sportswear industry. I led that charge personally on that level. We wanted to be the preferred supplier to our clients with very strong product innovation as well as world-class quality and superb execution.
Under Mark's vision, Singloon soon found their velocity for growth. He pursued an aggressive expansion exercise across the region, and Singloon was soon transformed into a full-service supply chain provider of apparel, incorporating design and development services with manufacturing and supply chain management for a full range of apparel products, from knits to wovens and sweatshirts. More importantly, this opened the doors for other opportunities, many of them abroad.
We started our research and development division to complement our customer in area of design, improving the fit of the apparel, and also working together to spot trends.
They want to make sure that when they place an order to you, that not only are you able to make these goods according to their standards, you're compliant in your facilities. We're able to buy our raw materials and execute the entire orders all the way to them. So we become like their underwriter in terms of risk.
By going beyond production services and using innovation, Singloon has effectively differentiated itself from other apparel suppliers by staying ahead of the curve.
We continually invest in the latest manufacturing technologies within our facilities. We also apply fast react solution, which offer flexibility and clear information to all the key process, from design stage all the way down to the shipment.
We are into areas of no-sew and infusion technologies. Some parts of our apparel no longer need to be sewn, but rather sealed via adhesive tapes to give additional comfort to our customers.
There are some sports they need waterproofing. If there are a needle and a needle hole on your garment, okay, so the water will easily penetrate inside. So if we use this kind of technology, that can make the garment have the waterproof function. This is ahead of the competition and provide more and better service to our customer.
All factories are equipped with the latest in manufacturing technology, greatly reducing the production and development time cycle.
We have a QC working in the production line and checking every operator and operation. Our QC will check measurement, okay? They will check the workmanship.
With all these additional elements in place, Singloon is now able to increase the speed to market, reduce costly mistakes, and retain its satisfied customers, while maintaining a high commitment to producing apparel in a socially responsible manner, with respect for all their staff from the production floor, the operations and administration department.
We have 10 different nationalities. They have different culture. Try to have better two-way communication with them. It's all about respect.
Beyond the dollars and cents of the business, the company has strong corporate social responsibility programs, headed by Mark's father, Patrick Lee, chairman of Singloon's Holdings.
To sustain a company, you need some value in a company. They must have their own culture. Besides money, we have a responsibility to society. Then likelihood we build a better team and a better people in the company. Mainly focus on number one, education, because I didn't go through a high education myself. I realized that there's a disadvantage without a higher education background. You have limitation. So we donated to the SMU to start up a scholarship that we provide 6 scholarships a year for the good students that need help to further their study. Number 2 was in healthcare for the needies. The objective is to ensure that our aging population, they are well taken care. And we believe by doing that, we can pass on a good value. Number 3 is for culture and art. I think in our present society, people are very economical driven. And they need to know, beside economic, there are something behind that they must have to make a better person.
Today, as a leading global provider of more than 24 reputable brands, Singloon offers customers global sourcing, compliance monitoring and order management as part of its procurement services.
They are reputed to be reliable, competitive, innovative and fashion-forward.
This reputation was built by earning the respect of customers along the way, as evidenced by its recognition as a Singapore business super brand, a prestigious title reserved exclusively for the most exceptional and valued brands, as well as the numerous awards from their customers, such as Macy's, Under Armour and Puma, in recognition of the company's excellence as a supplier. This is largely made possible due to the culture of collaboration within the company that reinforces the customer-centric mindset.
Singloon has met the stringent criteria of on-time delivery, excellent quality, order fulfillment and product differentiation.
With such a strong customer commitment, Singloon is poised for continued global growth. Going forward, Mark wants the company to stay true to its vision, to be recognized as a world-class one-stop apparel provider with breadth and depth in its product portfolio to satisfy any client.
I think the future lies in managing changes and looking out for change. If change is happening outside faster than the inside, then the end is in sight. We have to really understand the changes in the marketplace. And the second one is making sure that we constantly fill our leadership pipeline with the right skills and the right group of people to drive that velocity of growth within that company.
This program is brought to you by DP Information Group, part of the Experian Group.